Retna is a legend in the art world, known for transforming graffiti into a global language. His signature script, a mix of hieroglyphics, calligraphy, and street style, has appeared on runways for Louis Vuitton, album covers for Justin Bieber, and massive murals from LA to London. Now he's bringing that same iconic touch to San Diego for the very first time. Joining me now is Retna, the artist, and Lorna York, who owns the Madison Gallery in Solana Beach. Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
This is so exciting. This is the first time that you are here in San Diego. At least your art is here. Yeah.
This is the first time in my career as an artist to do a solo exhibition show. And I think it's going good. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about, I mean, look, Retna started, I said in the 90s, you said no, in the 80s, with graffiti art.
Correct.
Somehow, you know, the cream rises to the top, and somehow you are now, I mean, world renowned. So let's just talk a little bit about how it went from 80s street art to where you are today.
I was looking to be recognized, to be known. You know, I had nuns that would teach me penmanship during the day, and I had after-school program with the counselors. They would teach me Old English, so I merged the two, and that's what you see resonated a lot in my work now, even to this day.
Because this is kind of a universal language. You've got Egyptian language, you've got Hebrew, Arabic.
Correct.
Tell us about that. Explain that to people.
I was born in mixed culture, so I like to represent my work to have different cultures to be recognized within the pieces themselves, you know, so everybody could take something from it. It's just a circle and a line, but it's my modification of how I do the combination that makes it unique.
What do you think, Stan, what is it about it that has stood out to people and really resonates with them?
Well, there's a duality to my work. There's a male and female aspect to it. I think it's the simplest symbols, right? The 0, the 1, the dome, the obelisk, the male, the female. And I think it's just those simple symbols, the 0, 1, just replicated over and over. That's just really resonated with everybody. You know, it just goes in a lot of cultures. I didn't invent the circle, and I didn't invent the line. Right. You know, but the way that it's been configured seems to resonate with a lot of different cultures around the world.
It's like a global language that I think a lot of people identify with, and it unions, it brings together. People are drawn to his hieroglyphic. And like he said, it's his own language. It's a circle, it's a line, but the way he does it in an abstraction, almost urban language. It's an urban language. I mean, the streets are, he started with billboards, painting billboards in Los Angeles, and the walls. But this is his studio practice, that he's bringing paintings.
Lorna, I mean, you are an art expert. Where did you first see Retna's work? Do you remember it?
About that. Yeah, we were introduced by a mutual friend in Los Angeles about a decade ago. And I had heard of him and seen his work. I was showing pictures early. He was like 32 years old, a baby. And I was just enamored by the simplicity of it, but the energy of it. There's a feeling behind his work that gives him that global presence. And you just you knew this kid was going to be great.
Okay, so you've never done a piece that's showcased in San Diego until now?
Not to this level.
Okay.
I have some collectors based here.
Okay, sure.
And there's been a couple of people that over the years have bought my work. I did a small mural with another artist called El Mac. We did a couple of portraitures. A lot of my early work took from fashion ads and stuff like that. We would paint the models and whatnot. And so we did a couple of murals like that, but this is the first time I'm doing something solo.
And so, Lorna, how did you talk him into coming and doing it?
Like I said, I've been representing him for about 10 years. I've been in Southern California for 20 years as a major contemporary art gallery. We started doing business about 10 years ago, representing him. And recently, he's married beautiful Veronica over there, his wife. And I loved this. They approached me because the pieces are about love. It's about healing, and asked me if I wanted to do an exhibition with them. And titled it Carta de Amor, and it's love. It's a love language that he's sharing with the community, and yeah.
So our cameras were out there when you were doing it, so we got to see it happen in action. We'll put some video of that on there, and so. So that's outside. Do you have pieces then inside? It's a whole exhibit. You can come and see.
So the studio practice, what I call it, is like he said. He was. Not everyone can have art. So he was first painting for the people. A street artist is using sides of buildings as their canvas. I mean, his name is Marquise Lewis. Retna was taken from a Wu-Tang song because he can't use his real name, so he's been known as Retna. But he started a studio practice, about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Major collectors all over the world. We could name the celebrities that have collected his works. So these are actual paintings for sale at the gallery, and he'll be there September 20th for an opening from 6 to 9, where you can come talk to him, meet him. Yeah.
I love that, because what you've done, street artists make art accessible to the masses.
Correct.
To the people who can't afford to be a collector, and you've made it real for them and tangible.
Yeah, and you start off that way. I started collecting from simple serigraph prints to photography to getting my first originals. So as much as I enjoy doing the work, I also enjoy collecting work and supporting other artists. So I think it's a good way for everybody to support the community.
When people come to see just the outside of the gallery in Solana Beach and see that big mural on the wall, what do you hope that they take from that?
I hope it resonates with them. I hope they want to see more of it. I hope that they want to support their fellow artists that they have, that they might know, are close to them, and want to aspire to do murals and different things like that. San Diego already has a very, very vibrant, community of murals. So it's nice to be a part of that.
How does creating public art like this compare to doing an album cover for Justin Bieber or something for Louis Vuitton?
They're all part of the same linear lexicon in my work. You can't feed one without the other. I enjoy doing the street work, which led me to have my own unique kind of vision when I do the studio practice, or whether we're doing the shoots with the certain celebrities and whatnot. Working with brands like Louis Vuitton and Nike, those are always amazing things, Chanel, to kind of be a part of.
Well, so how do you balance the roots of graffiti art and then kind of the world of high art?
I still do both. I straddle both lines, and I'm not as active as I used to be, and I'd like to support a lot of young artists as well. And even though if I can't do it, I'd like to see other people doing their amazing work.
I think it's so interesting because in city and in urban areas, they are trying to encourage more art, more murals on walls, because when there is art already on a wall, then taggers won't come by and mess with it.
Very true.
I think that's so interesting, right?
Yeah, I think when I was early on, I would go to businesses and tell them that they had a graffiti problem, and I could help them abate that by letting me do a mural on their wall. And so that's initially how I started a lot of the permission wall, so to speak, that I got.
Why is that? You think there's a respect among artists, even somebody that's tagging places?
There is a respect. There's respect for the line, for the form. There's a great tag. There's a good looking tag and stuff like that. So people do respect that, and they see the hard work that people want to put in, and it's good to respect. There's a code of it's not all about destroying people's properties and stuff like that. There's that performance piece that's a big component of the illegal aspect of it, that probably doesn't really get notarized because
we're trying to discourage it, right? So you don't want to promote that anarchy, but that's the beauty of
some beauty it brings a lot of different people, cultures together, from all walks of life, and it's a global brand, it's a global phenomenon that took off, and I'm very, very grateful to be a part of one of the pillars of it.
Yeah, and you've honed it. So Lorna, I want you to remind people again, when can they come and meet Retna and see? And right now the exhibit is going on.
Yes, the show opens September 3rd through October 11th. And we do have limited edition, like he said. We have paintings, limited edition, you know, different price points for people to collect his work. It starts, but the opening is September 20th, and we invite San Diego and the community to come to the opening from 6 to 9 p.m.
That's great, and that's when we can meet you.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Okay, you guys,
guess.
this is so exciting, really exciting for San Diego. Thank you for doing this one, and thank you for bringing him here.
Yeah.
All right.